I'm in the conditions right now. We certainly have tropical storm force wind gusts at least here at the Clays Ferry Bridge overlook at the rock wall in northern Madison County. So far on my anemometer, I've clocked a 37 mile per hour wind gust, but it's been stronger than that at times. I just haven't had my hand up to clock it. They're into Casey County, and there is some rotation, so this could get upgraded to a tornado warning. I would treat this as a tornado warning. The weather for the rest of the weekend, not looking too hot. Here's a look at that forecast for the rest of your Derby weekend. The main concern tomorrow is going to be a wave of rain that moves through during the midday. Welcome back. Now, we do have a tornado warning issued for Casey County. That same part of the storm that we were just tracking. This is through 7:15, northern Casey County, the Jacktown area.
Because Dillon, for the last day of 2024, it's a bit of a rainy one.
Yeah, a little stormy as well. Mother Nature a little early with the fireworks. You can't get mad at your neighbors this morning. It's Mother Nature creating those loud pops outside with some rumbles of thunder out there to begin your day. I'm going to zoom in on both of those because we figured the southern edge of this has a little bit more energy to work with. And we were kind of talking about that earlier, where if we're going to spin something up, it would like to be on the southern edge. And Corbin, right now, you certainly want to be watching this closely. Well, as that moisture tries to work its way over top of the colder air at the surface, that's where you could be dealing with some fog developing. And because temperatures are so cold, that would create freezing fog. So a little bit of how this forms. It's advection fog, slightly warmer air that from the south moves over top of that much colder snowpack. It's got a little bit of moisture with it, creates that freezing fog. Exact same part of the storm we were just showing you moving through the Corbin area. So tornado warning issued now for Corbin.
And one thing that we take pride in is we don't use artificial flavorings. Everything is all natural. So that is also another thing that we take pride in, especially with our cocktails.
Absolutely. People walking through the camera, maybe they've already had this so long today. Some, yeah. Well, I'm going to get some right now, and we're going to send things back to the studio to you, Jane, and I'll get a taste real quick. Very good.
It's so good.
Cheers, everyone. Basic science tells you cold air is more dense than warm air. So you get this low-level jet stream, it reaches this cold air at the surface, and it erodes it slowly but surely. It's like the waves crashing in to the beach.
Time for your ABC 36 Storm Team forecast.
Welcome back. An ABC 36 weather impact day goes into effect later tonight during your overnight hours lasting through Saturday. It's not going to be raining that entire time frame. There will be breaks tomorrow. We hope the break is not very long, though, during the midday and into the early afternoon, because that could allow for some instability for stronger storms later in the day. Instability is fuel for these storms. When you get some sunshine, that allows for temperatures to climb, adding to that energy. That's what the sun is. It's a big ball of energy, and we want to see less of it tomorrow to fuel the potential for the storm. So all forms of severe weather are on the table. Damaging wind gusts are our primary threat, particularly later in the day. Strong wind gusts likely outside of any storms as well. That's why we have the wind advisory in place, and localized flooding will be possible as well. And I don't want you to forget about that, especially south central Kentucky, because you've got some heavy rain on the way. Though the rivers have dropped since February, this is still 2 to 3 inches of rain. Could cause some localized issues. Wind advisory goes into effect this afternoon, lasting through Saturday. 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts, really possible tomorrow. Not as much here today. We could get 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts. Clouds and radar right now showing some cloud cover starting to increase. We may start to fire up a couple pop-up showers and maybe a storm or two here across the Bluegrass region. But overall, nothing too much to be concerned about. This very, very strong area low pressure spinning over Nebraska right now, and that is allowing for some storms to begin to fire up. These storms not going to really do too much. There's another line of storms that will be firing up towards northern Missouri, moving up into Iowa. That's going to cause our big issues. There's also a massive dust storm over northern Texas and into Oklahoma. I shared a photo of some satellite imagery on that on my social media. Check that out, because that dust is likely heading our direction as well as the system moves east. So it's severe weather threat today through Saturday morning. Large area of the country under a level 4 risk. That's a pretty large area for a system like this. But notice how it steps down as you head further east. That's because there's going to be storms that are to our west, moving east overnight and into the early morning hours, and they'll be weakening because at that time of the day you don't have a lot of storm energy to fuel them. So we're on the edge of that, which is some good news. Then as you look at Saturday into Saturday night, the bulk of the severe weather will be to our south. That's where they have the potential for a significant tornado outbreak across Mississippi and into Alabama. But as you head further north, we do have that level 3 risk that does go as far north as Bowling Green, Monticello, Nashville for the Kentucky fans down there. If you have any loved ones there, make sure they are paying close attention to the forecast. Here locally, a level 2 risk for most of our area. Damaging wind gusts are primary threat. Some isolated large hail could be possible, and there's a risk of a spin-up tornado as well. So let's time things out here with Futurecast, starting with this afternoon. Again, we have a couple pop-ups, not going to amount to much. This is the strong line of storms. That gets the action going. That moves off towards the east. On the southern edge of that, here comes some supercells that will be moving through during the overnight hours, unfortunately. If you have any friends, family members that live in Western Kentucky, they need to have a way to receive weather alerts overnight tonight because these could be tornado-producing storms. As the overnight progresses, though, these will be weakening, and by Saturday morning, we're likely just left with some gusty winds. Now, the question is, do we get a break tomorrow? Do we get some sunshine that will allow for some storms to fire up here locally? What this looks like to me is a mess, and that would be good news in terms of limiting our tornado potential, but it's still going to provide some heavy rain and some gusty winds. If we see individual cells that can kind of use all the energy around them, kind of like what's showing up there into southern Indiana, those cells could strengthen because the environment's going to be pretty favorable for them to keep going. So we want to see a messy looking radar tomorrow during the early afternoon, because that would help out our severe weather chance, at least at first, because then I do expect we get a squall line of heavier rain and storms that we'll be pushing on through. That'll be worth watching because the leading edge of that could tap into some really strong wind gusts, and then this does eventually push eastward as you head into your day on Sunday. So scattered damaging wind gusts are primary threat here with this system. The tornado threat's mainly to our south and our west, but we still do have a risk. Large hail, scattered potential there, and localized in terms of the flash flooding threat. Looking at the tornado threat tonight through Saturday morning, notice how it is again higher as you head further west. The hatched area, that's EF2 or stronger. Saturday into Saturday night, notice how Monticello southward included in that strong tornado risk, where here in Lexington, we're around a 5% risk, which is still not zero, but definitely something we need to keep our eye on for sure. Then as you head towards the wind gust threat, we have that across southern Kentucky, especially the heavy rainfall, 2 to 3 inches plus possible across south central Kentucky. You want to be alert for some rising creeks and streams and some flash flooding potentially. Full 7-day forecast showing our weather impact day for Saturday. Breezy conditions, dropping temperatures on Sunday, ahead of a cooler day for St. Patrick's Day. Conditions out there this morning, though, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely get out to enjoy, maybe have that morning walk, morning jog that you've been putting off all week. Today's the day to do it for sure. This is a look at that sunrise over at the Kentucky Horse Park to begin your day today. It looks great out there. If you take any photos of the sunrise, as always, send them to our ABC 36 Weather Watchers Facebook group. Just look that up on Facebook. Or I posted a picture of this view right here on our ABC 36 Facebook. You can just leave those pictures in the comments there, and we could share them later on this morning. Looking at your temperatures, they haven't budged much here in Lexington, still at 63, but Williamstown down to 55, 57 in Danville. Taking a closer look at some of the area Kentucky Mesonet sites. Northern Fayette County now down to 60, 63 at the Southern Fayette County site there just off Nicholasville Road. 56 Madison County is that temperature at the Mesonet site there. And then Harrison County down to 55. Same with Bath County now as well. Southern Kentucky, more of the upper 50s and low 60s. There's still a little bit of moisture around into Southern Kentucky, and that's noticeable on our dew points. We've got dew points into the upper 50s there, but still, it's pleasant for most areas. Lower the dew point, the more comfortable the air feels. When you start to get into the low 60s and eventually upper 60s, low 70s, that's where you feel that humidity, but we're not feeling that out there to begin your day today. So on our muggy meter, we fall right in that comfortable zone, and we'll stay there through most of the day today. That morning planner, again, go out, enjoy that cup of coffee out on the front and back porch. Temperatures into the low to eventually mid 60s for most areas. Clouds and radar right now across the region showing some of that upper level cloud cover starting to build into southern Kentucky. The front that moved through earlier this week is going to start to drift back northward, and that's going to increase our rain chances possibly late tonight, but mainly just some isolated activity for your weekend. Today's high temperatures, mid-80s for most of the area, I believe, and then we will see the upper level cloud cover beginning to stream in as well. Overnight into tomorrow morning, a couple isolated showers could be possible, mainly south of I-64. That may linger around into the midday for your Saturday, but then we'll be talking isolated pop-up showers and a few thunderstorms into the mountains for the afternoon. And then we kind of continue this isolated trend into your day on Sunday. The muggy cast, we go from comfortable today to noticeable in terms of the humidity Saturday, Sunday, and then by the early to middle portions of next week, that's where the humidity starts to climb. We'll be talking about not only higher humidity, but also added rain chances. Those really start to pick up Monday into Tuesday, where we're going to be seeing scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms. And that's all because of the setup. Dipping the jet stream to our west, we've got that ridge trying to build off the coast. That's going to funnel some tropical moisture into our area and increase our chances of seeing some beneficial rain. The heaviest of the rain likely going to stay to our south and our east, so I don't think we're talking any flooding issues or even strong storms. These are just going to be run-of-the-mill, kind of the garden variety showers and storms, which we will take any rain that we can get. You know, your lawn, it's begging for that rain, even with the rain that we received this week. Mostly sunny skies today, pleasant temperatures. It's our go day, great conditions to go out and enjoy the nice weather. Tonight we're going to fall into the mid-60s, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies. And looking at that full 7-day forecast, mid to upper 80s this weekend. Isolated rain chances around, but rain chances will increase into next week.